I've been having people ask me a lot of questions like, how was it? How is Kenya? How, you know what? I'll try answer almost every question that anyone has asked me in relation to my trip, my relocation here, and give you my experience, and I'll share my experience because there's that projected vision, and then there's the actual reality. Today, I wanted to talk about resistance. Resistance is very real. I wanted to share my experience, and I tried everything, and this lady refused and refused, and she said, "No, I cannot have you if you don't have the actual paper." So, Fidelis, her husband, her 3 kids, her 2 dogs, and her 12 plus bags, again, back into the van. I told my husband, there's a restaurant I've always wanted to visit. Again, it's called Galaxy in New York. Oh, if there's anyone out there, because the guys have fun. It's such a beautiful place. And we're already so stressed up. They said we can't go anywhere. So how about we just go have brunch and call my sister and tell them, sis, we are coming back. Okay, so that's exactly what we did. And I called my sister and I called my mom. And mom was like, oh, really? Okay, you guys just come call me when you get home. And mind you, like this separation, oof, this separation of stuff. Because I'm so close to my mother, I'm so close to my sisters. And so when it had come time to say goodbye, I would hug my sister and we would just cry. And then I'd hug my mom and then I'd just cry. And then I was like, no, I'm not saying any more goodbyes. Guys, I'm not dying. You're gonna find me in Kenya. And I know you're gonna come in sometime soon. And so again, the fact that I'm calling my sister to tell her, sis, we are coming back. It's just like, okay, I mean, your room is still there. You guys come. So we started the trip back. We get into my sister's house. We left all the bags in the basement. We just got what we needed because now we have to check when the next flight will be. I wasn't sure if it was going to be the next day, blah, 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 blah. But I was so stressed out because I was like, wow, that was like psychological torture. When you know you're so close to going home and then someone at the airport tells you you can't go. As we got back, I called my mom because she told me as soon as you get home, call me. And I called and I was like, Mom, we are home. Everybody's home. We're all safe. Everything's fine. And my sister came in and said, sis, when you left, Mom wasn't okay. I know Mom's vibes, and as soon as you left, Mom's vibes just she wasn't okay. And I think you need to talk with her before you leave because I don't think she was really ready for this trip. Okay? And that's when it occurred to me. Huh. Hmm. Now I understand where the resistance is coming from. It's my mom's heart. And she just really, wanted us not to separate. Does that make sense? And so we didn't. And so not even 5 minutes after I called my mom, she shows up. And she's like, oh, hi guys, I left this and this. I just came to pick it up. And I said, really? Did you really leave something, mom? Or did you just really miss us? Needless to say, my mom said that trip was not meant to be unless I was coming with you. And so the next trip, I have to come with you. Because who's going to help you with all these kids and all these dogs? And you guys need an extra hand. You need an extra adult. And I remember going into my room and I cried. And I said, sometimes you really don't understand how to categorize love. And you read about it and you say, I love you all the time. But love is in actions. Does that make sense? Love is really in actions. And I can say I love you every day, but if I'm not aligning my actions with what I'm saying, that doesn't make any sense. And that's where most people really go wrong when it comes to love. When someone loves you, you'll know they love you and they don't even have to say it. That day, I realized how much my mom loves me, loves my kids, loves my family, because without any hesitation, we bought the ticket. And sure enough, my mom said, we bought the ticket now in like a week's time. I think the next flight was on Sunday. And my mom said, I have to come with you guys. And so she did. on the day we were leaving. This time we got the correct van. This time I didn't even go to get tested for COVID. I I cooked up the documents because I mean, what's the point of going and having all that shit onto your nose and then they tell you the system is down? Does that make any sense? I know I don't have any COVID. I know my kids don't have any COVID. I know my husband doesn't. So I'm a nurse and I did what a good nurse should do. Not subject my family to such bullshit. So we got all the papers right, all the dogs paperwork, everything right, and we got to the airport and everything went fine. There was literally no resistance of any kind. This time round, everybody was ready that it needs to happen and it's about time we go. And we left, guys. And my mom escorted us all the way to Kenya and she stayed with us for 2 weeks to make sure we're very well settled. And I feel so grateful saying that because I realize how much I really love this woman and how much she really loves me. And Mom, I really appreciate you. I don't think I say that enough. So to make matters worse, 2 days later, and my dad said, bring the kids over, I want to see them. And I took the kids to my dad's to stay there for, I think it was 2 or 3 days. And I forget where we were, and my daughter's diaper was full. And I forgot to carry a diaper bag. And my mom takes a diaper from her bag, her own handbag, takes a diaper from her own handbag and says, "Gah!" And I was like, wow, am I even their mother? Am I even their mother? And that's when it dawned on me. When I lived in America, my mom took care of my kids since they were young. And so she is a second mother. So she is more of a mother to them than I am because I was busy working, And that's one of the reasons why I said, you know what, this makes no sense staying in America because I have my kids, but I'm not really spending much time with them. I have this big house, but I really don't spend much time in it. I have this wonderful luxury car, but I don't really spend any time in it unless I'm going to work, And at what point do I start enjoying my life? And when you look at the math from a bigger picture, you realize that, yeah, Kenya is it. Anyway, guys, I landed here. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Every day I wake up looking forward to my day, looking forward to what surprises the day is going to have. Most of the people here are very loving, very happy, peaceful, and my favorite part is going to the soko. I go to Wangige market every Thursday and I buy my groceries and it just feels nice getting those warus that have soil. Oh, I just really love it here. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about, resistance. There's sometimes when you get on a path and you're trying to do something right and this is what you're supposed to do. What happens is if you're trying to go north, forces appear and they try to push you south. And your own will has to be stronger than that force that's pushing you in the opposite direction. Because you know what your purpose here is, you know what your goal here is. And sometimes, honestly, when you pray for something, the universe gives you what you want and at the same time gives you something to distract you from what you want. And that's where the human will and the choice has to come in place. You have to be willing to follow through with what your heart wants. Because if I wasn't willing to come to Kenya, do you think I would have done that? We go the first time and all this resistance, I would have said, hey, ata tufukuzi, we're not being chased away from America. We can stay here another year. Because it's stressful. It really is stressful. But I knew what my heart wanted. And I knew that, yes, I can stay there, I can continue to make money, I can continue to do all these things, but my heart is not happy. And so I had to push through. That was the most emotional week I have ever lived in my life as an adult. Because separating from people you love is very difficult, especially when you have such a bond. Oh, separating from my sister's kids, from my sisters, from my family at large. Like, it's hard. It's very hard. But I had to say, I had to reassure myself and say, this is just for the moment. I have done this before because when I was 16 and a half, I left Kenya alone and I moved to America alone with nothing. And somehow I was able, through God's grace, I was able to establish a foundation there for my family. And in 2021, everyone in my family has the option to either live there or live here. It's up to them. And so I said, in as much as it was painful being in America by myself at such a young age, it pays off. It has paid off because look at how happy my family is. And I had to do the same thing. I said, I think my time in America is done and I am moving back home. Yes, I don't have much, but the same God that moved me from Kenya to America and blessed me is the same God that's going to move me from America to Kenya and bless me. Guys, blessings have just been flowing. I'm telling you, it's like I'm living a life of miracles and magic. Because most times when my heart really desires something and I really concentrate on it ends up happening. Just like a lot of things just fall into place without so much. A lot of things have been falling in place without much effort on my end. And what I don't forget to do is have a grateful heart. So every night I'm remembering to say thank you, God, because I know however far I have come, it's not by my own work, it's the grace of God. And I will continue to mention that it's by the grace of God. It will always be the grace of God. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't know what you're trying to do right now. You could be planning to establish yourself in something, but then problems come. Maybe someone gets sick and then that money you have to use it there. Or that's resistance. And resistance occurs in the background of a lot of things. But once you are aware of the resistance, then you will call it out each time and be like, no, this is just resistance. This is just a distraction. It's just trying to distract me from my goal. And because I know that's what its purpose is, I will not get distracted. Despite these craziness going on here, I see where I'm going there. And so I will continue to go despite of the noise here. And my people, that is how you make it. Life is not easy. I remember there was a song on KBC when I was a young girl, and they used to say, aye, maisha ni safari ndefu, kuna kupanda kushuka, maisha ni safari ndefu. Do you know that song? It's true. There's a lot of ups and downs, up and downs. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But at the end of the day, you have to look at where you were yesterday. Should not be the same place you are today. You have to be striving to be moving towards a specific goal. I've come to realize that there's a lot of people that need help here in Kenya. Yes, it's true. But they don't want it. And that's the difference. What I offer is for people who want it, not for people who need it. Big difference. And that is what would enable me to not take everybody's problem as my own, but instead step aside and say, I have my life, you have your life, you're going through this at the moment, I can help you. But if you don't want my help, it's okay as well, because my life still is moving on. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, and those are all responsibilities that take a lot of my time. And I cannot afford to forget about my responsibilities and be blinded by other people's problems. Because if that was the case before, that is why, for me before, that was a big problem, because I don't like to see someone suffering. My instinct was always to jump in and help them, jump in and help them, just jump in and help them. But what happens is, each time you jump in and help them, imagine someone is in a hole and they're asking for help. They're saying, help me, pick me up. And you go and reach out and lift them out chances are, if they're heavier than you, they're pulling you back in there and you're going to fall in there with them. Now, that makes two people now needing help at the mercy of whoever is passing by. But a wise person, when you find someone in a hole, you don't give them your hand. Instead, you go, buy a rope, give them the rope, tie the rope to a tree, tell them, hey, try climb. Oh, you don't have energy, let me give you water, let me give you food, but try climb. Because only by your own effort will you get out of the situation you're in. If I was to come and help you up, chances are I will get in the same situation as you are. Does that make sense? So I'm really trying to help people know who they are without taking much of my time away from my family. Because hey, this is like the time I've been waiting for. Internet life is amazing. Because just by me speaking here, it's going to reach a lot of people who want it, not those that need it, people that want it. Because I can't come to your phone and type my name for you to search. Does that make sense? You have to be willing to search, and that's when you want to, and then you find it, and then it's fulfilling for you. But anyway, this is my introduction to my Kenyan life. I'm very excited, very, very excited. I'm looking forward to making a lot of videos moving forward. And I just want to let you know, start appreciating your country. When you appreciate your country appreciates you too. That's the balance that needs to be there. If you don't appreciate your country, then you'll never flourish in your country. If you're always looking to get out of your country, then the country is always trying to get you out. And so it's very important for you to be happy where you are, doing what you're doing, in order for you to manifest the life of your dreams. I can honestly say that I'm living the life of my dreams. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful to my husband for having given me this opportunity. And I'm so grateful for the support that I've been getting from, and I'm so grateful for the support I've been getting from my friends, my family. I really, really appreciate you all. I want to start a series next week of life path numbers, because I've met a lot of people who don't seem to understand what that is, and I would like to introduce this at least to you. And very I'm very sure that it's going to be of help. And as long as I can be of help to your soul, I am at peace, because that's exactly what I came here for, to help. Thank you.